Ladies and gentlemen, today sit back, relax. We are going to talk about a new acquisition here in the sunny state of Florida man. Timmy, Florida. Okay, I don't know. So, listen to this, folks. Bought a box of Revised again. Rudy, found your videos a few years back. Honestly, just blown away by your horde of cardboard. You know, some people get blown away, but not by a horde of cardboard. You clearly like the game, but these mountains of boosters. Remember, Google it on Reddit. Most of the boosters in the backgrounds, they're all empty boxes, and we have to tape them together so they don't fall over. Then I hire outside people to hold the boxes while I film. We're just mesmerizing. Followed along well enough to realize the value proposition of vintage boosters. And here we are with Hugh stacking yet another vintage brick in the vault of tacos. Wouldn't have wanted to bookend this experience any other way. Got back into Magic. Summer camp in 95. It always comes back to 1990s nostalgia stories, folks. Some kids sliding cards back and forth in the shaded area of a basketball. Say, no sleeves, sliding on concrete, having fun. Taught you how to play, didn't have your own deck, didn't really get into it. Fast forward to high school. Mom, where's the meatloaf? No, I'm kidding. It just says, Mom tells me I need to hang out with her hair. Wait, hang out with who? What? Oh, her hairdresser's son. I was like, wait a minute. This story just took a strange twist to the laundry room with washers and dryers and hairdressers. He was apparently into card games, told me to meet him at the Neutral Ground, New York City. Is that like a card store? Maybe back in the day. Teach me about the games. Well, the dank elevator doors open to what I learned was basically TCG Mecca. Didn't become friends with the hairdresser's son, but I fell in love with the Neutral Ground. And it quickly became my favorite home away from home on weekends. Most of the time, I didn't even play Magic, just hang out with other people and friends. Played, oh man, is that Duke 3D? Is that Duke Nukem 3D? Thanks, Matt. And by the way, Matt claims, I just want to show you this. Matt claims his partner Hannah watches my videos. It would mean a lot if I shout. Whoa. First of all, Matt, you don't have to lie, man. You don't have to lie. Inflatable related accessories are not the same as a human. We know Hannah is maybe not real. But it's okay, Matt. It's okay. It's okay. Still respect you. Hannah's a beautiful name. I'm sure. Beautiful individual. But more importantly, moving on. Moving on, Matt. Still love you long time. We will hold hands and we will frolic through the park until we find our own holes to jump into and pretend to be carrots. Ladies and gentlemen, today, a nice little Revised box. Looks like somebody got a little damage down here in the corner. Don't tell anybody about that little damage in the corner. We got a nice authentic seal. Got the nice line here. Look at our nice little side. Usually got nice little wrinkly wrinkles. You got the nice little pokey coming out of the side there. Should be on the same side there. And the wrapping is authentic. The weight of the box matches perfectly. And we got ourselves a very nice old school box Revised. And as always, folks, when you're dealing with these, you can always pop down the middle, put some bright light in there. You can scan a bunch of the packs and all the tops of the booster packs. Make sure nothing shady's going on. So now we're going to pause the video there. We're just going to have a talk. So if you want to go podcast mode and not have to stare at my face or the video, just listen up. I'm going to give you guys my opinion of where are we in Revised as we head into the world of 2022. Okay. So 6 months to 12 months ago, Revised became the hottest thing since sliced bread. Seriously. Revised just had the biggest bonanza 6 to 12 months ago. It was out of control. I mean, and I still stand by a few things. I don't care, make fun of me all you want. I still believe Wheel of Fortune is going to become the cornerstone pinnacle of Revised. I think Wheel of Fortune will eventually become the number one card in the set and overtake all 10 dual lands, including the blues, known as the old, Tundras, Volcanic, and of course Underground. I think actually, and I also think along the lines there, see, I've had a theory a long time. We've talked about this in previous videos. My theory is that I don't think the future of Revised rests on the 10 dual lands. All that information, the dual lands, that's all kind of factored in to Revised and the booster boxes and the starter bricks. It's all kind of built into the price. The market's already kind of factored that in. What I believe is going to cause the next shift is the shift is going to come from things the market's not anticipating. And I think that's going to stem around the Wheel of Fortunes, the Brain Geysers, the Copy Artifact, even the Uncommons, the Demonic Tutors and the Soul Rings, the Sarah Angels, the Swords, the Plows. I think, and then back to the rares, I think some of the actual cheap cards, the Shivan Dragons, the weird Force in Natures, and again, some of these other cards, there's a lot of them. One of Rudy's faves, the Demonic Hordes, and there's just so many rares in Revives. It's a big set that I still believe going into 2022, these cards are from 1994. We are approaching the 25-year-old marker in the next 36 months. In an era of massive inflation and money printer still goes burr and all this stuff, I think that we are just not factoring in some of the unforeseen variables. Because that's something I think about quite a bit. I think the things that seem to catch people off guard is when they're not looking in the correct direction and the market swings or something happens and everybody freaks out because nobody saw it coming. And then all of a sudden, the market has a knee-jerk reaction. It swings, people freak out, it FOMOs, and rubber band theory, it overextends at the top end, pulls back, and I think those are really where the big, impressive, important stories really lie below the surface. I really do. And I had an interesting conversation the other day. A couple patrons were actually yip-yapping, and one of them was sending me messages actually saying, Rudy, I'm obsessed with revised basic land. And I said, bro, that's the most Timmiest thing I've heard all afternoon. And I even ordered a party pack from Taco Bell, and they even shorted me one taco, so I didn't even get the bulk discount. That's how much of a Timmy I am on a weekend. And of course he laughed and he said, okay. I was like, you understand how many revised basic lands exist? And the guy said, oh, no, hear me out. I said, okay. I said, so go ahead. Give me your elevator pitch. And the individual claims that revised lands are so old, have the old T instead of the actual tap symbol from 4th edition. And I believe he's correct on that. I haven't fact-checked that, but I'm pretty sure. I think Revive did still have the turning T. There was no tap symbol printed until 4th edition Ice Age, if I recall correctly. And he just said, in general, as time progresses forward, even cheap cards like that, and specifically basic lands from Revised, even though they're worth nothing, but there's so many out there, but when people want them, they don't buy one of, or they don't buy a playset of 4. They buy probably a brick of 20 of each. Because his elevator pitch to me on revised basic lands was based around when people are attracted to the item, they are required to buy a higher volume of that item, therefore canceling out the higher amount of print run of revised basic lands. And I said, okay. Fair enough. The speech is respectable. I respect the speech and the opinion. It makes sense. It's got common sense applied to it. I get it. Do I agree with you that that's going to lead the price of basic land to climb? Because his theory was that if revised basic lands go to even $2 or $3 a card, it changes the data points in the financial value of revised sealed starters and booster packs and boxes across the board due to the volume of basic land and then the price premium of PSA 10 versions of those type of cards in the calculations of the value. And I said, look, I respect you actually put good time into it. I disagree that that's going to lead to a big boom in the future. But again, anything's possible. I don't think it's not impossible, but it's improbable in my opinion. In my opinion, my counterpoint was, I think what's going to be the next leg up on revised booster boxes and starter bricks is, first of all, if you go on eBay, the supply is dwindling. Someone else has been buying them out. And I can tell you this time around, it wasn't me. And it wasn't me. Wasn't that a song in the 90s? It wasn't me. I don't know. I'm an old fart. I actually think the next leg up in vintage and sealed booster boxes from the 90s, that golden era, is actually going to be graded individual booster packs. And there's going to be evil investors and stores and people that are going to realize that, wait a second, I can buy this revised booster box for, let's say, I don't even know, $13,000. Let's say, let's make up a number. Yeah, 13,000. That's an easy number. And there's 36 packs in it. Okay? So if you open this box and you had all 36 packs graded and they all came back PSA 9 or PSA 10 graded packs, if you start selling PSA 10 revised graded packs for like $1,000 a pack, and the other half of the box is a PSA 9 for $500 a pack. You're essentially assigning a value between $20,000 and $30,000 in sealed booster packs. Obviously, shipping fees, grading costs, stress, work involved, risk, blah, blah, blah. But you're assigning a higher value than the market is assigning to the sealed item in 2021. That is the whole conversation of what I've been thinking about, what I've been discussing in my little bubble, and what I've been really focused on. And then I said the same thing. Okay. How much is a box of, I don't know, let's pick on something else here, shall we? Let's pick on a sealed booster box of antiquities. Okay. 60 packs in a box of antiquities. $1,000 a pack would make the box 60 grand. Okay, but what's the value of a PSA 10 graded, mint condition from a sealed box pack of antiquities? My opinion, you can probably get $2,000 a pack for a perfect, like, right out of the box, unsearched pack graded by PSA. $2,000 a pack. I know, gross, before shipping fees, grading, risk, everything, and time involved. $2,000 times 60 packs is 120 grand. Even if you take off 20% for shipping fees and somebody stealing from you, you're going to net around $100,000. $100,000 for a box of antiquities. Do you see what I'm getting at? That, ladies and gentlemen, now apply that. Apply that to other things. Okay? I know it's silly. Like, apply that to, I don't even know, Urza's Saga. Okay? Urza's Legacy with foils. Apply that to Urza's Legacy. Okay? What's a box of Urza's Legacy? $5,000. Ooh, you know? Okay. 36 packs in there. Right? Well, 36 packs, even $100 a pack, is $3,600. Unless I'm terrible at math. So you're trying to tell me that I couldn't crack one of my Urza's Legacy booster boxes, send them all off for graded, have an army of PSA 10 or PSA 9 Urza's Legacy sealed booster packs, and you're trying to tell me I couldn't sell those for $300 a pack, which would be over $10,000 before shipping fees, grading, everything. So maybe take off 20%. You understand? That's what I'm getting at. You're trying to tell me that I couldn't take an Urza's Legacy box, or I'm sorry, an Urza Saga box. You're trying to tell me I couldn't sell for $499 a perfect Urza Saga sealed graded booster pack for $499, which is going to come out to literally be something crazy like, what, 18,000? Do you see what I'm saying here? These are the things I've been thinking about, okay? And the numbers get really funky when you start applying it to cheap booster boxes. And when I say cheap, I mean not like $80 booster boxes from 2021, but like, just, I don't know, humor me for a second. Let's pick on something stupid. Let's pick on something silly. Fallen Empires. Let's pick on something dumb, okay? You buy a box of Fallen Empires for $1,000. You have 60 packs in it. And you paid $1,000 a box, which, again, you can get them way cheaper than that. Hell, eBay probably has them buy it now for $600-700 right now. Let's say you pay $600, because it's easy math, for a booster box of Fallen Empires, $600 for 60 packs. That's $10 a booster pack. Say you pay grading costs of $10-20 a piece. Now you have PSA 10 graded Fallen Empire packs. I can guarantee you, if you put those online or in local stores or events, you can sell PSA 10 graded 1994 Fallen Empire packs for $99. Do you realize what we're talking about here? That's grossing $100 times 60 packs. That's $6,000 for Fallen Empires. Take off 30% for shipping fees, and some of them come back 9s or 8s. You're still talking $4 or $5 grand. Like, you're talking. That's why I'm trying to say, people, is, I know no one's going to watch this video. It's a boring video. There's nothing, look, fancy stuff in the background. I wanted to share a really cool purchase with my patron, Matt and Hannah over here. I know I busted their balls a little bit, but it's okay. It's all in good fun. Love them a long time. But the reality is, I want people to think differently. When you run into people, it's like, oh, Rudy's pumping Revive. What's he pumping this month? Did he spin the wheel? What's he going to pump? Who knows? I can pick anything on the board and people just say I'm pumping it. Whatever I talk about, people are going to bash me. But people, hey, what do you think of Revive? Oh, Revive, dual land or bust. Oh, what a ripoff. You buy a pack, you don't get a dual land, you lose 99% of your money. Well, at one point in time, that was true. Nowadays, sealed product from 20-something years ago that's this rare and this special. It's a whole different beast, ladies and gentlemen, and that's what I'm getting at. You have to rewire how you see homelands and fallen empires and revised and Urzas and Weatherlight and Stronghold, Tempe. You have to change your view on these things because the previous thoughts of the last 10, 20 years are no longer valid. Hope you guys learned something. I hope it just, at least a couple of you out there, it sparks a conversation to think about it. Because this is a great example of what I'm discussing in the elevator pitch, all this stuff. These are great examples of any of these things can come true. Maybe this guy's right. Maybe basic lands from Revised become $5 a card one day, and it makes Revised boxes $50,000 a box. I don't know. Who knows? Or maybe it never happens and it just sits and never goes up from today's price and it's just dead money for the rest of my life. I don't know. But again, I'd rather be involved and say, hey, I tried. It didn't work out. That's okay. But there's no way in hell I'm not going to do anything, not be involved, and live with that regret. I have no problem losing money. Price swings go up and down. But man, there is no worse feeling in this world than being scared and having regrets, man. That is the worst thing in life. Hope you guys learned something. Beautiful world.